Let's see what my goats at the 5.
Hello, everyone.
No, they don't have Jessica Tarkov on today. God, I'm so old.
Wait, who's Jessica Tarkov?
Jessica Tarkov. So the 5.
I know the 5.
Okay, so the 5. Jessica Tarkov is there's a liberal seat on the 5.
Ooh.
You didn't know this? Here's the wide shot. So the 5 always has, you know, Xanax, mom, Judge Janine, who's
I
just
love her.
sloshed out of her titties.
She's so fun.
You got date rape galore, Jesse Waters,
He's
right?
definitely killed a woman.
Who probably, yes, and he liked it. You have a basic blonde woman that I genuinely do not know the name of because there
Dana
is like
Perino
this.
too.
There's this in every Fox show.
Yeah.
If you don't have the same blonde woman who I think is literally cloned, contract mandated blonde woman obligatory for every show,
And
then
goat,
Buttfelt,
the
Buttfelt.
goat of comedy.
Yeah, the king of late night.
Yes.
So Jessica Tarkov usually sits here. I don't know what his deal is, but my favorite is Jessica Tarlov. I call her Jessica Tarkov, but she's her name is Jessica Tarlov, and that's the liberal seat. Like this is the hot seat, and they just like kind of bully her. Usually when she's on, like Jesse will make like insane remarks about women, and then sometimes it gets so out of control that even Buttfeld is like, all right, ease up, big guy. Like,
you know, yeah, you
awesome
know,
dynamic.
yeah, you know, it's bad when Gutfeld has to get woke.
yeah, okay, let's watch. Let's see what
Campaign.
they're
Joe Biden,
talking about.
5 o'clock in New York City, and this is the 5.
And she's like the main host, technically. I don't know who the her name is.
She looks so much like Dana Perino,
Well,
but I know it's not
apparently,
Dana
Greg, it was
Perino.
a showdown for the ages. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris squaring off for their first debate. The night starting out with a handshake and quickly turned into haymakers.
She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
During the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
Messed up that they're showing that part.
Yeah,
That's kind of fake friends.
well, they did him a favor by not having I worked with the Taliban.
Yeah.
Run Spot Run was when I could tell that he had lost. Like this was going to be a historically bad night.
No,
for him.
that was it. He's like doing Brandonisms. Like
yeah.
That's like a listen fat style moment right
He
there.
absorbs the power of everyone he defeats. And
Yeah.
he misses Brandon so much he became him.
Yeah. Victor Orban.
Victor Orban likes me.
I can't get over the Victor Orban mentions. Like, I know Victor Orban sitting in his bedroom, okay, in the governor's mansion or wherever the he's staying in
the biggest
Majaristan.
the biggest cave in Hungary.
Yeah. And he's wearing one of those like those suits that you like wear in old timey shows with like the
with the nightcap,
with the nightcap and everything.
He's blowing out his candle,
and he's kicking his feet, excited that he got mentioned by the former president of the United States.
I hate Orban is so annoying. He made a speech at CPAC and he's like, we need to be more like Chuck Norris. And it's like, you should be invaded. Russia should invade you.
My favorite is yeah, when they're like when I think it was him and Nayib Bukele, which again Trump him over.
Yeah, Trump hates Bukele now
Trump
because
hates
Bukele's too developmentalist for him.
Yeah, I don't think he goes that far. I think someone told him he's Palestinian.
Right. No, I don't think that Trump personally was like, oh no, developmentalism, and he's going to join the non-aligned movement. I don't think he thought that.
Yeah,
necessarily.
I think Trump was like, Bukele, that sounds like an Arab. Why is he in El Salvador? But the thing I was gonna say is like they both went to CPAC and they were like, we hate globalism. And I'm like, dude, you're from El Salvador and you're from Hungary. What do you mean? Like, you hate globalism for like America? Like, what the
Also, like Hungary gets EU runoff specifically because they're like the EU, the most like globalist project, if you can even assign like one institution or one ideology to that. B, they get EU runoff because they're supposed to be like a breakwater against Russia. the supposed like hated enemy of globalism. But
they're also getting Chinese money.
Yeah, globalism is such an amorphous term that these fucking idiots go, no, you don't get it. The globalists are trying to destroy Israel.
Yeah.
What is globalism then? It's just anything then.
Yeah, it's like not.
It's nothing and
They
it's
can't even do
everything.
anti-Semitism right.
Yeah, Jesus.
You idiots.
My favorite Trump thing from last time, I have a lot of favorites, but I loved when he said concept of a plan, he said it in such a Homer Simpson tone. He said it exactly like Homer says it.
You think they'll
I
put
have a
that in
concept of a plan?
in the 5?
No, I don't think they will, unfortunately. I have the concept of a plan.
Oh God, it was awesome.
Wait a minute. I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please.
He loved that one.
Yeah. He thought he snapped.
He talked about it afterwards. He was like, "You guys heard that? I practiced that one line."
That's so Hillary to do that.
Yeah.
That is so. That's such a Hillaryism to have like a single little retort you prepared and be like, anyone catch that?
Yeah. It was lame as.
No one liked it.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. What you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Quiet, please. She's going to do all these wonderful
Wait, this makes him look really bad and Kamala kind of good. What's going on?
Well,
damn, they couldn't find any highlights, dude. What the?
You know how Murdoch, like after last night, Murdoch was probably like him.
No, he's too busy doing his succession situation in his own family, where he's like trying to rat his children. So the most insane one gets the entire franchise.
Well, like Lachlan or someone was you know.
Yeah. There's like a woke one apparently.
Is there?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard that there's like one gay one or something. There's like a woke one who's like he wants to make it less, I guess, less profitable. He's a idiot.
I mean, that's why you have to have like 5 kids. Because it's like.
Yeah, no, it is literally Succession. Like
That's if I ever start like $1 billion business, I'm having 5 of them because like I don't know if I'll go crazy or not when I get old, and I want at least one son who's like woke or something.
Yeah, that's
if
what
I f up and I like make my kids evil. If I have 5 of them,
that's what Elon was thinking, but like for the opposite, there was like at least one of them needs to be a fascist.
And here are the questionable Harris statements that they let go.
The president then, at the time, say there were fine people on each side. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Meanwhile, the Harris campaign wants a second debate. Donald Trump says
that was the only time where it was like they could have I guess like fact checked her or about the Hamas thing.
Yeah. Well, God knows they're not gonna fact check that.
Yeah. David Muir is sexy, but like they're decapitating him if he says something in front of 65 million people like that.
Yeah, you don't get to be on the news asking questions like that.
No, not at all.
Way. if he had pushed back on that for even a second, they would be like trying to organize protests against David Muir.
Yeah,
they'd be like, my daughter goes to Colombia and she's afraid she's gonna get killed because of David Muir normalizing anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
like you just can't. They don't like
welcome back, anti-Semite of the week, David Muir.
He's mulling it over.
Well, you know, when you don't win, it's like a fighter. When a fighter has a bad fight, gets knocked out, or loses the fight, the first thing he says.
He is coping so hard. He went into the spin room, which he did after the Hillary debate as well, which I think Hillary won in that instance too. I think if I remember correctly, the first debate that he did with Hillary won. So he like did the spin room back then as well. But he immediately started talking about like 3 Twitter polls that he found that were available for 24 hours. And in the first, like he clipped them in the first 23 minutes and was like, see, 95% said that I won.
Yeah, and it was like what, like Cat Turd is running the poll?
Yeah, it was like Insider Paper or something. It's like one of those like Groyper accounts that fucking presents itself as like a breaking news now type account.
He didn't even get because like everyone in the Trump sphere is like, well, okay, he lost, but it's because he had to fight the moderator and Harris. He was fighting 3 people that night. You know?
C-SPAN ran those polls? No shot. What? There's no way.
We want a rematch. So We won the debate according to every poll, every single poll. I think that.
Oh, the C-SPAN poll is also a Twitter poll.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see.
Yep. Yeah. No. Agree.
The only thing this shows is that Twitter is not real life at all. It is just dominated by. It is dominated by right-wing Nazi losers. If I didn't click that, they would ban me on Twitter. Okay, chat. You don't understand. That's crazy. These guys are so fucking delusional.
Are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. But we'll think about it.
Yeah, he's not.
There's no way.
He got clobbered.
Probably the single worst performance of his political career.
Yeah.
Historically bad.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent. Like Fox News did the death,
now.
The Fox News was doing the death spiral chants. Brit Hume literally was like, "This is the worst debate I've ever seen." Like,
well, yeah, Brit Hume is like a pre-Trump guy. Like he's a Bush guy, so he knows.
I know. He's single-handedly watched this party that he loves go from like the competent country club Republicans to like the Trump party.
He's furious.
That is a wrap.
Like Brit Hume was probably there when Karl Rove thought of the idea to say that John McCain had a black illegitimate daughter, and he's like, "This is what this party is now." These idiots.
On the Harris-Trump presidential debate, now in the books.
Here with us tonight for post-debate analysis, Brit Hume, Dana Perino, Harold Ford Jr., Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters, plus Sean Hannity will be with us live from the spin room. Well,
what a weird career Harold
inflation,
Ford
abortion,
has.
Immigration, January 6th. It took about 40 minutes to get to a question pressing Vice President Harris on the list of changing policies from when she ran for president in 2019. About an hour before foreign policy came up, the first question of the debate, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Never fully received an answer there. However, Vice President Harris was clearly well prepared, practiced on the offensive much of the night. Former President Trump did take a lot of the bait that she threw out in some of those answers, but he pointed time and again, as he did there at the end, about what she has or has not done as vice president. The question now is, how much does this move the needle?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said that she was really never held to the fire. She was not pressed by the moderators on her past positions and how she got from a very progressive.
Yeah, I mean, you know your laws when you're crying to the referee. Like this is not what the Fox News coverage looked like after the last debate. That's how you know. That's how you know when Joe Biden was like collapsing, having a meltdown on stage. They were doing victory laps. They were popping champagne. That's how you know this shit sucked for him.
Sean Hannity is in the spin room. Thoughts on this debate, Sean?
I disagree on other parts of what he said. I think the biggest loser in the debate, and we talked about this pre-debate, is ABC. The fact that we didn't get
soldier, like he knows. But
Just
yeah.
So your thoughts?
I don't think the American people are watching and thinking any of these people won.
Yeah. All right.
Who's to say?
Yeah. Who knows? Has anyone ever won a debate?
Yeah. What are debates really? No one cares about them.
What does it mean to win?
Famously, that's what Ben Shapiro said. Ben Shapiro was like, nobody cares about debates.
Okay. That's Ben.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah.
If Ben said that, that's a sign of like self-harm. Incoming.
No. Oh no, he used I think he used the term fuddy-duddy at the end of it or something. Like, he was busting out the big words. Words exclusive when he's only talking about like Arab people or whatever. They were utilized tonight.
God.
He's putting money in the swear jar.
This was rough. This was pretty intense at times. She started off shaky. She regained her footing. But I thought she was going to come out with some of these memorable lines.
Okay. Laura Ingraham doubles down, whining about the ABC News moderators being too harsh on Trump, showing that this will absolutely be the MAGA talking point this week. Brit Hume.
From person who was well prepared, had answers, and knew where she was going.
Not only a different person from the person she was in that interview on CNN, but a different person from the absolute dunderhead so many of us thought she was during her conduct as vice president when she would come out with these ludicrous statements and started.
I love him. Yeah. Dunderhead.
Yeah.
100%. Listen, son, I was there when we shot a missile at the Pentagon. This is worse.
Midair,
unburdened by the past,
unburdened by common sense, and here she was tonight. She was composed. She was prepared. She kept her cool. She saw advantages. She took them. She baited him successfully, which is the story of the debate, in my view. So she came out ahead in this, in my opinion. No doubt. Now, whether it'll move the needle in the race, very few things seem to. But
See, no more Brit. They're not making any more Brit Humes. They're not making anyone left who could do 9/11. They're making this guy.
Yeah, this guy is the best, though.
Wow.
It's weird. I can't take him seriously. He's not at an airport.
Yeah. Where is he?
Yeah, it's weird. But he is still wearing a shirt that is noticeable.
This is like the Republican uniform now.
Yeah.
Like the dumbest T-shirt you've ever seen over a blazer for some reason. They love that outfit.
Yeah.
That's like the
debate
coolest
is
thing.
over. I'm mic'd up because I'm getting ready to go live on Newsmax N2. Getting ready to go live, so I'm mic'd up. The debate is over. What did you guys think of the debate? Friends, Kamala came prepared. She came prepared with lots of points that I don't know that President Trump was ready for. It was not a slaughter, and I'll tell you why. Because she was pushing lies that if somebody doesn't know what the truth is, then they wouldn't know. They don't know what to think. And how many Americans actually go research? How many actually go research and fact check? I've been trying to put the fact checks out. She still pushed the Charlottesville.
Fact check. Yeah, fact check. Haitians are eating cats.
he's really spiraling in this.
Yeah, this is not good,
Lie.
man.
Absolutely a lie. She pushed so many lies, but she was very, very cunning in exactly why and how she said what she said. And at the end of each...
this is cognizant that like Kamala baited the out of Trump.
He walked into... There's not a single thing that she baited on him on that he didn't walk directly into.
Yeah. This debate won't matter. It was just eliminated as an inflection point. The American people still know nothing about Kamala Harris' positions. Donald Trump is still Donald Trump, and the legacy media are still a giant flaming dog turd.
Woo! Yeah, man.
Wait, did he put himself on the shirt? Wait,
yes,
is that
he did.
him? Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, it's Elon.
That space is reserved for Viktor Orban, dog. Okay.
Yeah, he did not shout out David at the debate. He shouted out Viktor Orban.
It is pretty funny because people are like, "Oh, why didn't they fact check Kamala Harris?" Like, what are they supposed to fact check her on? She's boring as shit. Yeah. Like, she's not gonna come out. Like, what would be the liberal version of like?
Oh, Kamala, you said our dreams undergird our ambitions. Is that true? She just says bullshit. You can't, like, that's not, you know.
It's like old school buttoned up politicians. Like the last time the fact check ever happened was like Mitt Romney one time. And that was like a big point of contention, a big point of controversy that it even happened. And it's like, yeah, back in the day, a lot of you are young, but like politicians would at the very least try to lie in the direction of the truth or would try to lie in a way that still gives them an out. Donald Trump completely dropped that shit. He's just been saying 1 million Americans get killed every day by migrants.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do? Not say that's wrong.
Yeah, there's a difference between, like, that's exactly it. We're like, when Bush lied, or any of these guys, or any of like the supposed successors to the Bush Republicans, when they did it, it was always in like such a way that if you fact checked it, you looked like you were quibbling or like just looking for a confrontation.
Yeah, they used to care. They used to care about like how they messaged it. And I think Donald Trump was correct when he predicted that like it's better to just like drop the dog whistles. Yeah. Because like clearly the American population was way more responsive to that. That's why they were like, he tells it like it is, you know?
Yeah, but then the problem with that is like you can't then like point to like, you know, any type of propriety or norms and go, hey, why aren't you giving me that?
Yeah.
Why aren't you extending me the same professional courtesy?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you chose not to have this.
Yeah.
You don't want it. It's mostly advantaged you and hurt you in other ways.
The closest you can get to like a fact check would be, and it's not even remotely in the same territory as like shit that Trump says on a daily basis, but like it would be the bloodbath thing.
Yeah.
Where he was like very obviously talking about the economy and like using violent language, but he's not talking about like, you know, the streets are going to run red with blood or whatever. He's just saying like the economy is going to tank. Having said that, however, he says a whole bunch of violent shit anyway, so that's also like a useless fact check in general. What are you going to act like Trump doesn't say insanely violent shit about like direct political violence on a daily basis? Or what are they going to do? Like call out Kamala Harris because Donald Trump said, you're the reason why I got shot at? That was awesome.
Yeah.
He was like, Kamala
you say
Harris.
horrible things about me, and that got me shot.
Yeah, that's yeah. Kamala Harris, when she was saying like, you know, our dreams are going to be starting when we start the process of dreaming about our start. That's when that was the activation code for the Manchurian candidate to snipe Donald Trump.
Yeah, when that kid heard about $50,000 for startups in minority neighborhoods,
yeah.
Oh my God, I have to kill him.
Yeah, I have to kill him.
I love this policy so much. It's such a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Cat Turd talking about like pet murder is pretty crazy. Like, dude, come on, dude. You put out like a massive Twitter post. Like, you posted about murdering your dog, dude.
He is the Labrador flattener.
We haven't even like seen what the Fox 5 are saying about
There's
this.
been big electoral shifts. I mean, like seismic things happening in this campaign. Joe Biden's debate, Trump's the assassination attempt on his life, Joe Biden dropping out, and the race basically remains tied, and it probably will be after this debate as well. But what did you think about last night?
Well, I don't know who won, but I know who lost. It was the American people.
Boom.
You know, you could say if you complain about the refs, you're losing. Well, if the refs are corrupt, you gotta complain because everybody lost.
So it's fine.
I actually got dumber watching it. I felt like my brain was being waterboarded by.
Yeah, you shouldn't have watched it. And if you did watch it, forget about it because it's stupid.
Yeah, nothing happened. Don't even ask me about it.
Yeah. 65 million people got stupid last night. Please don't say that you watched it or bring it up ever
Sheer
again.
nonsense of these idiot moderators. But we were so sidetracked by the mechanics of the debate, the muted mics, that we forgot about them. I honestly don't know how anyone can decide who won the debate. That's like trying to guess the price of a painting that you suspect is a forgery. You can't.
Bro is unwinding the entire career trajectory of, like, he's literally just saying, like, why do people even commentate on politics? Like, why? It's stupid. It's just like, what a dumb thing. You just have like 5 of your friends sit around in front of a table and start talking about politics. Why really is anybody doing debates?
Who really cares? Like, is anyone even noticing this stupid shit? I like sports. This is dumb.
He said, who even keeps tab of like who won a debate? Like, as though he hasn't been doing this professionally for like 40 years.
If you went on Fox after Joe Biden went at the debate and you were like, who really knows what politics even are? They would make you the new like lady.
Yeah.
You know, they would never forget about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't objectively decide a winner in a sham competition. This is truly the first DEI debate where one candidate was subjected to a high standard and the other was held to no standards at all. They removed the essence of fairness to achieve an outcome that could not be scored. You cannot score that. That is why you can't say who won or who lost. A liberal should be ashamed that your candidate needed the odds to be stocked so heavily in their favor. You know, for many Americans, Harris entered as a mystery and exited as a mystery, and that was the goal, to keep her under wraps. So anyone who attributes that to Kamala's skill is an idiot.
He's talking shit to Brit Hume. Brit Hume is going to ride on you.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care. They know. He knows that they have to say this. He's like the politics chief of Fox News.
He's talking shit. Like Brit Hume was like, she used to be a dunderhead and now she's the talk of the town.
Yeah, but this is the editorial section where they're gonna, he has to say this. But I don't know why absolutely zero people on their side is ever going, maybe Trump should try a little bit harder to like massage the narrative.
Yeah.
Instead of just like letting it rip because he got so comfortable by overwhelming a rather non-adversarial media after the 4 years of having adversarial media. He just got comfortable with like just saying whatever the he wants and being kind of like captured in the Truth Social and like, you know, MAGA Trump crowd spaces. So like there's not a lot of coverage over the things that he's saying. And that has caused him to miss us, like to no longer be as cognizant of like some of these other boundaries, you know? Adults are inevitably going to go, this is not okay. This is not correct. Like they're not telling Trump like, hey man, you know, dial it back a little bit. And I think that's a bad instinct to lean into.
They aren't even entertaining the idea that like a normal person saw Trump and maybe was a little freaked out. They're not even talking about like what a normal person's reaction to Trump would be. They can't bring that up because the moment you do, you have to actually objectively evaluate his performance.
Yeah.
The only people on this channel that will do that are like the former Bush guys.
Yeah. It is kind of funny though, because like I thought he was gonna be sleepy. Like I thought he was gonna be sleepy and kind of boring, especially with the muted mics. And I thought that could like maybe present as more moderate and be beneficial for him. And then I saw Laura Loomer get off the plane, and immediately I was like, never mind, I was wrong. Immediately I was like, no, it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun night. Trump's gonna be insane.
If they had given him a sedative, it would have gone better.
Yeah.
It would have been, if that weird thing he did at the one Hillary debate where it sounded like he had a sore throat, that would be a better strategy than whatever the he was doing up there.
Yeah, I think he legitimately came in and was like, I've seen the Dana Bash interview, like she sucked,
Yeah.
She's not good in a contest. She's not good in a adversarial setting. So, and there's a lot of that they will inevitably call into question. So, he'll be able to just do light work.
Yeah, just steamroll, make it part of the show.
Yeah.
But instead, it just looked like he was whining when he wasn't saying things that completely baffled and alienated most undecided voters.
Yeah. But it's also because, he just leaned into every time that Kamala Harris would do a subtle jab in the midst of talking about other shit too. It wasn't just she wasn't even going overboard with attacking him. There was a certain point where I was like, okay, dial it back a little bit. But even then, she would usually package it. She would use it very cleverly in an effort to deflect away from other conversations that were hard for her to have, on immigration.
Yeah, every time she used it to get out of immigration or the economy or the general, are you better off? Every time she did that, and anyone with half of a functioning brain could be like, oh, she's trying to bait me to get away from that. But instead, he was like, oh, you're going to bait me? Well, I'll show you.
Yeah, he could have
kill you.
He could have easily been instead of bringing up this old stuff, answer the question for once about, do you feel better? Do you think the American people are better off now than they were when I was president? If he had said that, it would have been dramatically better. It would have been significantly better for Donald Trump, but he just couldn't. He was so mad the whole time.